This the best fitness podcast out.
Stamp it.
Y'all influencers with a bigger following than me. I see y'all copying my shit and reacting to the same shit I'm doing, but I'm gonna take it as a compliment. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy CMartyFit, and we back here with another episode on the Less Brunches, More Crunches podcast. It's currently Sunday afternoon, man. I'm chilling, getting some work done today. Nothing crazy going on, but look, still got to get the podcast in, man. So look, man, I ain't got a lot for y'all today, but we got to talk, man. We always got to talk. I always got to talk to y'all. I always got to teach y'all, man. So look, we got this tweet from Daily Loud talking about Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes says an asthma attack after sex was what made him lose 100 pounds. Bruh, this is crazy right here. Like, bro, I've had conversations with people about this about working out and sex a lot, man. So, and I don't like to get explicit on my podcast, but listen, fellas, this is a lesson for y'all. Like, we gotta talk, man. It's unfortunate that people need a wake-up call to start their fitness journey. Like, something scary gotta happen. Like, you gotta go to the doctor, you gotta get hurt, you gotta have a scare like Busta Rhymes. Something dramatic has to happen for you to get your fitness journey started. And one of the reasons I do this podcast is to keep people on point. You keep positivity in your ears, you're more likely to keep doing the positive things and stay on that positive path. So that's one thing I want to point out. Why y'all wait for some crazy shit to happen to get y'all stuff going? Alright? Don't do that, man. Take care of it now before something dangerous happens, okay? First thing I could think about, though, if you having problems, men specifically, if you having problems in sex like this, you probably got low testosterone. Right? And him being how he used to be, he was clearly obese, right? Obesity is one of the leading causes of low testosterone. That's a big contributor and one of the biggest indicators that you got low testosterone. All right? So that's one thing, fellas. Get your shit together, okay? And this usually happens with men who are obese, who have excess fat, who do not work out. That's one of the main things. Now, there are other reasons too, but we're not talking about this. It's a fitness podcast. Don't come on here getting all scientific. What the doctor said that could happen to a fit man too, and that's not what we talking about, bro. We trying to prevent people from getting out of shape, prevent people from obesity. That's why we talking about it, okay? Another thing too, fellas, as we get older, right, the more our testosterone naturally drops. That's just something that naturally happens, okay? It's unfortunate, but it's a reality. So it's important to get in the gym to keep your testosterone levels high. And I'm going to get into why that's important as well. But, yeah, man, you think about it, man. When people have low testosterone, you can see it physically on an obese guy. Man titties, big beer belly. And as you get older, it's only gonna get worse. It ain't gonna reverse. So it's important to get in the gym and work out, man. And this is funny because I did a post a long time ago, basically saying that sex is not a workout, right? So if you have an asthma attack after sex, it's not a workout. If you think it's a workout, right, and you struggling and sweating more than you doing in the gym, you're not really working out in the gym, bro. I don't care, bro. I don't care. Cause after sex, you go to work, go do an activity, go do something you need to do, get some work done, go to the store, go to the mall, go on an excursion. You go do what you need to do. After a workout, after leg day, you don't feel like doing nothing, bro. It hits you, bro. I'm telling you. So I ain't trying to hear none of that bullshit y'all talking about, okay? Now, if it is like a hassle in a workout and your heart rate is pretty much going up during it, you need to work out. Real talk. Real talk. And fellas, listen. If looking at your body in the mirror and not getting motivated isn't enough, if that's not enough motivation for you, right? You look in the mirror, you don't like what you see. You see the big fat belly, you see man titties. If that's not enough motivation for you to get your testosterone higher and keep your shit on point, this should be. Because ain't nothing more embarrassing than having some complications like that, okay? If you know, you know. I ain't trying to get too explicit on the podcast, man, but I'm just saying, man. And I honestly feel like if you having complications with that and you having trouble, like that's kind of like, and you're not doing anything about it, that's kind of like top tier insanity. Why would you not want to do something? That should get you like, oh man, that's crazy. I got to get in the gym, dog. That don't make no sense to me, how people have these issues and you're not going to do no research and you're not going to do what you need to do to prevent it from happening again. Right? And one of the side effects from low testosterone is osteoporosis, weak bones, right? You got weak. If you have weak muscles, you have weak bones, and you more likely to get hurt as we get older, and that testosterone is decreasing. That's why you see old people breaking their hips and breaking their knees, walking down the steps and stuff like that, because their testosterone is lower. And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Like I know older people, in their 70s that's in the gym, and they don't even look like it, and ain't no way they about to get hurt walking down a flight of steps. It just ain't happening, man. So, fellas, if you want to increase your testosterone or, keep it high, maintain it, right? Heavy weights, heavy lifting, right? You got to go heavy. You got to challenge your body. When you have an intense weight session that increases your heart rate, increases your blood levels, increases your testosterone, all right? You got to do compound movements. You got to do movements that work more than one muscle. You can't just be in there bicep curling, leg extension, tricep extension. You got to do compound movements, big heavy lifts that are going to burn some calories and build some muscle mass. And you also got to work different muscle groups. And for testosterone specifically, leg day is great. Your sex organs is on your lower body, so it only makes sense to work your lower body and get that blood flowing down there. All right. So, and this is the last thing about low testosterone, man. If you watch my podcast, I did the episode with the girl having her ass out at the gym. If the testosterone is high in the gym, ladies, why would if the testosterone is high for men in the gym, why would you want to be in there with your ass out? That's all I gotta say. All right, man. Listen, it's cool. If you don't get it, you don't get it. I ain't tripping, man. So look, we moving on, man. I'm killing y'all today. Listen, man. Being a trainer for 6 years, bro, I done seen so much shit. And if it's your first time watching, we have a Real Talk segment once or twice a week. And I'm starting the week off with Real Talk just because it's just been so much, and Real Talk is basically where I get in my coach mode and I'm coaching y'all like a client. And this is stuff I deal with on a regular basis with clients. And even some stuff I've had myself. I needed some mindset shift and had to talk to myself. So first thing I want to talk about, hold on, first of all, let's get it. Yeah, y'all get ready for this. Because the podcast is about to start right now. All right. First thing, I'm tired of people choosing a trainer based off who's the cheapest. I'm sorry, I did not mean to press that button, but I'm tired of people choosing a trainer based on who's the cheapest. Right? Because when you choose a cheap trainer, you're going to deal with a lot of bullshit, right? A lot of people will choose a trainer who he has the trainer is his side job. He got a 9 to 5, and then he doing Uber on the side as well. Right? He's not putting his full commitment to you. He's not putting his full commitment to his clients. Why would you go to this person? Yeah, he might be able to train, but if something comes up, training might not be his first choice of income. I mean, or where he makes the most income. So trainer's going to get pushed to the side if something comes up. He's going to have other important things. So get you someone who does it full time. All right? Stop doing that shit. Another thing people have dealt with bullshit cheap trainers, they go ghost. I just got a client and a trainer just disappeared on her and her husband, blocked them on social media. Like this out of nowhere, like nothing happened. And then they ended up running into the guy, and it was awkward because he just went ghost out of nowhere instead of having upfront communication. Get somebody who's been in the business who can communicate something important like that, because people, you know, they pay their hard-earned money for training, and a lot of trainers don't know what the fuck they doing. That's why I do this podcast. Another reason, you go to a cheap trainer, they can't explain why they're doing a certain movement. They can't explain why they're doing what they're doing. They can't give you the scientific reason why. They can't tell you what muscles is hitting, what's the benefit, how's this going to help me in the long run, what is this preventing, right? You choose cheap trainers, you get cheap ass results. Another thing cheap trainers do, they're going to have you doing a whole bunch of extra bullshit, and they're going to measure the effectiveness of your workout based off the Apple Watch, how many calories you burn on the Apple Watch. That's not an effective way to know that your workouts are what you need for yourself, and that's what you need to be doing. That's not effective. 9 times out of 10, the Apple Watch is overestimating how many calories you burn anyway. So it's good to have it. It's good to keep yourself on point and in that mindset. But let's be real. Like, you can't judge a workout based off of that. All right. And then lastly, bullshit trainer, where the results at? And not to say I have the most results, but trainers who have the most results, that's what they do pretty much, you know, full time. So yeah. Stop choosing trainers based off of the price and stop being cheap. You don't want no cheap results, don't pay for no cheap ass trainer, okay? Another thing too. How do you expect to get results and you can't even achieve the basics in the gym? What are the basics, man? First thing, show up, right? I have my clients pay their money up front, and you will be surprised how many people pay and just don't show up. It's crazy. I had a girl, she just paid me for 3 months for one-on-one training, which is extra, and I might have trained a girl 5 times in that 3 months. And I mean, I'm sorry, like I hate to take people's money, but I mean, come on. You putting me in a tough spot, right? Be on time for your session, right? You late, you scrambling. 9 times out of 10, you didn't prepare to get up in the morning, start your day with the trainer, and plan your meals out. Put yourself in a mindset to say no to bullshit foods that people offer you. Say no to bullshit foods that's close to your job when you go out for a lunch break. Right? If you're not showing up on time, I guarantee you're not doing what you need to do outside of the gym. Another basic. You can't eat your inability to eat clean meals, all right, in a day for a streak of days without any bullshit. You can't go 3 days in a row eating your clean meals, not eating any bullshit. You can't do that. That is basic. You get a meal plan when you sign up. So even if the meal plan is foods that you don't eat, you have a guide on what your meal should look like, right? But if you can't even get a streak of clean eating going, how the fuck do you expect results? Makes no sense. Drink a gallon of water. I've talked about this on the podcast before. You keep coming in with these little ass water bottles, then you got to drink 8 of them or 10 of them in a day, and get you a gallon. Every time I say the gallon, I move my gallon. It's usually over here by my couch. I moved it, but get you a gallon and drink the gallon. That way you can measure Hey, I finished a gallon today. Hey, I couldn't finish it, but I'm real close. I'm half a gallon. I'm 3/4 of a gallon. That way you know, right? The gallon of water is important. You're trying to flush toxins out of your body, right? All fat on your body is toxins. Okay? The one way to help you flush that out is water. Drinking a shit ton of water. Bare minimum. Another basic. You can't even complete the bare minimum, right? You're not doing your extra cardio outside of your sessions, right? You're not doing anything outside of your sessions. So you're coming to the trainer for 3 days and sitting on your ass for 4 days. I'm sorry, I know you paid a trainer and you want results from the trainer, but you're going to have to do something outside of your sessions. It's just the reality of working out. All right? Just facts, okay? I'm going to have to charge my thing in a second. Hold on, we moving the laptop, but I'm still talking to y'all. I'm going to cut this part out the podcast. Oh, man. Let's do it. All right. We ain't going nowhere. We still here, man. I just had to throw the laptop on the charger real quick, man. I should have had it here the whole time. My soul was dying. Anyway, back to the pod. Another thing, too. This is a big one, man. If you have trouble, like say you have trouble drinking alcohol, right? That's your weakness, right? You go out, you drink. Happens to a lot of people. It's normal, right? And for you to get to your goal, you're going to have to cut out alcohol. I got an episode on alcohol. I'm going to do some more. But it's best when you beginning, if you are a drinker, it is best to just cut it out completely. All right? And I'll explain on another episode. We ain't got time for it today. But if you're constantly going to events around alcohol, your friends always drinking alcohol, your job always drinking alcohol, or you just have the temptation around you all the time, you need to manage or eliminate that shit as much as you can and sit your ass down. If you got a problem with that, you have a problem, you drink every time you go out, you don't need to be going to these places that are going to tempt you to drink. Because what's going to happen is you're going to look up, you've been paying a trainer for a year, you making my pockets fat, right? You paying my bills, but you ain't getting no results. That's not even fair. And I hate taking people's money and they not taking the shit seriously. Yes, I need my bills paid, but I need some damn results. Because you're going to ruin my credibility for my business if you don't get the results, right? Then I can't post them. My business can't grow. And I'm not going to develop a reputation of being a trainer that gets people results. I'm going to develop a bullshit reputation. So it's a lose-lose for both of us. So that's why I be on my clients' ass about getting their shit together, right? It only makes sense. If that's your weakness, why the fuck do you keep going around it? It doesn't even make sense. Nope. All right? Moving on, man. If you look for an excuse, you're going to find one. At this point, 6 years, are we at 6.5 yet? Not yet. 2 months would be 6.5 years for me. Going on 7 years. I've heard every excuse in the book, right? I got a rebuttal for all of them, okay? If you look for an excuse, you're going to find one. You don't have time, that's bullshit, because you definitely spent your time bullshitting at some point this week, right? You know, today was my off day, quote unquote off day, an active rest day, because I'm doing a program where like I can't just have a day where I don't work out. And when I finish the program, I'm going to do an episode on that. But one part of my program today was like, yo, I needed some rest. So all I did was I put my headphones on, put a podcast on, scrolled on social media a little bit, and I walked outside for 45 minutes, right? Got me a nice little sweat, burned some calories, and my body is still able to rest. I didn't kill myself today, right? That's just an example. But if you look for an excuse, you're definitely going to find one. Another thing too, people come to me and say they're not good at certain things. They're not good at leg day. They're not good at upper body. They're not good at cardio. They're not good at sprints. You know why you're not good at it? Because you never fucking do it. Who the hell is good at something that they never do? You're not good at cardio because you never do cardio. The only cardio you do is going to the bar and picking your drink up, raising it up, tapping the table and drinking it. Right? That's the only cardio you do. Right? The only cardio you do is walking up the steps at the Beyonce concert. That's the only cardio you do. So yeah, you're not good at cardio because you never do any cardiovascular training. Yeah, your legs are weak because you don't train legs. Yeah, your upper body's weak because you don't train upper body. And what kills me, ladies, this ain't even on my list, but what kills me is, ladies, y'all talk about you want your back to get smaller. You want to unbig that back. You want your arms to stop jiggling. You want to unbig your arms, right? Understandable. And then y'all say that and y'all complain about the weight being too heavy because you don't want your arms to get big. But let me ask you a question. Did your arms and your back get big from weights, or did your arms and back get big from eating high calorie ass food? You let me know. Because if it got there from the food and the alcohol and all the greasy foods and the fried foods and the candy and the sweets and the cake and cupcake, and how is it that you think the weights are going to make your back and arms big when all that other bullshit is what made your arms big? Come on, ladies. Crazy. Another thing too. My clients, this is for my clients, and y'all are watching the podcast, so y'all are welcome to tune in, of course. But they come to me all the time criticizing my content. And it's like, I don't know why y'all are criticizing my content, because a lot of y'all were training with me well before I even started this podcast. So y'all knew how I was, right? And a lot of y'all started training with me after you saw my podcast on social media and you sent me a message on that same network inquiring about training. So you knew what you was getting into, right? So I don't know why y'all are shocked at my podcast when I probably say worse and more real and authentic things in person. That makes no sense. And I mean, listen, man. I'm so sick of arguing with people about my content. I don't even argue no more. You can think what you want to think about me, bro. Because, like I said, I get way more positive than negative feedback, right? Another thing, too. The way you talk to yourself is so important. Your language, right? Your language is what's going to get you the results, or your language is what's going to make you not get the results. Right? You really got to toughen up and toughen up how you talk to yourself. If you talk to yourself soft, your actions are going to reveal that, right? Real talk. If you coddle yourself in your head, your actions are going to reveal that, which lead to no results, right? I can't do it. I had a girl who ended up quitting, of course, a couple weeks ago. Like, I was like, yo, just try to lift the weight. And I promise you, like, this girl, literally, you did not try to lift the weight. You've been training for years. You've been to multiple trainers. You've been lifting weights for years. Like, it was some 25-pound dumbbells. Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh my goodness, man. Or, that's too much. Try to lift the weight. I only added 10 pounds to what you lifting. Try to lift it. If you fail at it, I'll take some weight off. If your form sucks when you lift it, I'll take some weight off. But you got to change the mindset. Because if you're saying, I can't do it and that's too much in the gym, you're saying that outside of the gym when it's time to eat. You're saying that outside the gym when it's time to do some extra cardio. Right? You don't say, I can't do it or that's too much when it's bottomless mimosas at brunch on Sunday. And you got training on Monday. And you get too drunk and hungover, so you miss your training on Monday. Then you still hungover on Tuesday, and you might miss training, or you're gonna come in dragging. So I don't want to hear that shit. If you don't say that shit at brunch, don't come say it when it's time to crunch at the gym. All right. Another one. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like changing up your lifestyle. Yeah, it's different, right? What's crazy is you want to keep doing the same shit that got you big as fuck. Coming to me crying about lack of results, what you used to look like in high school, what you used to look like as an athlete, right? And you still want to do that shit, but I'm crazy for trying to give you the plan to change it. Stop talking to yourself like that. You got to change your self-talk, all right? Another thing, I'm not trying to eat like a bird. I'm not trying. If that's eating like a bird, what was you eating like before? Because if I tell you it's eating like a hippo or an elephant, or listen, if I tell you it's eating like that before, you're going to be ready to put me on TikTok and cancel me. Alright? You telling yourself it's eating like a bird and it just seems impossible, like you'll never be able to eat this way. And it's eating normal, eating regular, normal whole foods. I don't ask y'all to do no crazy shit. I ask y'all to eat regular foods and choose stuff that you like so it can be enjoyable. But you telling yourself it's eating like a bird, so you're going to leave the gym and not follow the meal plan at all.
You're gonna stand up and do something? You sit down and shut your fucking mouth.
I did not mean to press that button, but that was on point. And lastly, man, somebody came up to I talked to my client yesterday, and she went to an outing on Friday. She said she didn't drink, and she didn't even eat dinner because it was so late. She didn't want to eat that late at night. Anyway, somebody handed her a drink, and she was like, no. And she said that somebody said life is too short to not have fun. Listen, man, you gotta either stay away from people like that, or if it's a situation where you just gotta be around the people, you gotta be mentally strong enough to not listen to that bullshit. That's another reason I do my podcast, because you might have to be in a situation where that's family or somebody like that, and you gotta hear that bullshit, okay? Life is too short to not take your health serious. Life is too short to not exercise. Life is too short to just sit there and eat whatever the fuck you want, right? We're not here to just be fat slobs and not be productive, right? And if you have no intention, or you don't think it's important to be the best version of yourself, that's fine. Do what you want to do. But I don't think anybody who's become their fullest potential or become the best version of themselves regretted it, right? So if that's what you want, get it together. If that's not what you want, you ain't gotta watch this podcast, all right? And I'm gonna touch on this again because I can do a full episode on this, man. But don't listen to bullshit like that, and don't talk to yourself like that, all right? Appreciate y'all watching another episode of the Less Brunches, More Crunches podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, DM me, send me what you want me to react to. And go ahead and follow me on the other platforms, Instagram and TikTok if you don't already. I'm going to catch y'all in the next episode. We out. This the best fitness podcast out.
Stab it.
Y'all influencers with a bigger following than me. I see y'all copying my shit and reacting to the same shit I'm doing. But I'm going to take it as a compliment.